I have put up a box to catch swarms of bees on top of a cabinet there in the entrance to one of my open-end garages. And yesterday a lot of scout bees was around, and today I come up here, there was a big swarm stuck to the pillar or holding the wall, the roof up. I think the queen is out on there. They not all that heavy or going in, but a lot of bees are wafting at the entrance there, where the old combs inside smell of wax. So I'm not really going to disturb them. I'll wait and see they will go in before later on, because that was where they were aiming for, and the land is that close to it. However, the confusion will probably still go over, and they will go into where they intend to go in the first place. It has been a very cold spring. We are halfway to November. Normally, all October is swarming season, but didn't have not one swarm. But now, on the 16th of November 2018, yeah, I'm now gone a bit closer here to have a look, and they are distinctly going in now. And see if I can catch the tendency of the movement of them in holding the camera still as much as I can. And yes, a bit hard to see in the strong sunshine what on the little screen here what's happening, but anyway, I can clear it out. So they are moving in, and a lot of bees are fanning. Here it is, girls, come this way. So I will now note how long it will take for this and come back and tell you how many minutes or how long it took for that lot to go in. So that will be the end of this. Interesting, eh? The clock on my dashboard is now exactly 1:45. It is normally the swarm after midday or so on a good day. So, and here we are. There they are. So now we know 1:45 it looked like that, and they are distinctly going in. See you in a while. 25 minutes have now passed, and we'll see how far we got. Here through the windscreen. Well, it has diminished a bit in size, and there's still a lot there. Now, I would think the outside temperature is about 20 degrees, and this swarm, wherever it came from, certainly not from one of my hives. I wouldn't have possibilities of such a big swarm, because I know the few hives around here, they just could not do that. It come from somewhere else, not to worry. Now, on the way here, this swarm will have rested probably several times. And this here would be the last resting place before the destination, as close as they possibly could get. In fact, when I moved the catch box a little bit towards them last couple of inches, it would be within walking distance. And that is what's happening now. You see on the wall, getting thinner. We could just about see the corner of the wall through there. Now, something else. They are looking for a new home, and they found it, and this first day they would have enough honey with them for at least a day, maybe a kilo or more. Looking at it all, it might be a bit hard from the beginning until now to comprehend the whole lot will fit into that box, but I'm sure they will. And therefore I'm not going to do any more. I could in fact have intervened, put my gear on and try to scoot them in, but I think I would have lost a lot into the ground and it would make the whole thing a lot worse. So I decided, let the bees do it. I'm sitting in here in my van and it's quite warm and lovely. And I have nearly finished off a can of beer, and it's much better. It's called Tricks of the Trade. Instead of finding on internet, paying a lot of money and posters and getting there, go and pick them up and what have you. So this here, the catch box is made from pallets. And even the old knives used, and the hive, the swarm coming, didn't cost anything either. So it's not for sale. It costs nothing, and I quite like it. I'm allergic to outgoings anyway, so that suits me fine. Now, further in my conclusions is this first day, they are moving into a new home and settling in and nothing else. Tomorrow, they'll be working and homing in on their new, what do you call it, home. And orientate themselves, the what do you call it, degree in relation to the sun, several times from morning to evening will change. But I'm not going to allow that to happen. So the first day, and after dark all night for that matter, they will move wherever I want them, and they will start tomorrow morning homing in wherever I put them. And I will get everyone in because I won't do it before after dark. So they're going to a bee yard several kilometers away from here, where is a suburban garden village area, not better than here where there's only a garage and nothing on the ground. So, but this here seems to be, as far as I can see, a good place for catching swarms. So, when they're moved, I will have another catch box ready and put up and wait for the next one. And this is much better. It's called Tricks of the Trade, learning over many years the hard way how it could be done easy at no cost, just having a beer and looking at it. Good eye, interesting. A bit more time had gone by, and on the pillar it's getting a bit thinner. Bees do not normally sting when they're swarming. I think the main reason, only an assumption of course on my parties, they're not going to defend that concrete block wall anyway. It's not their home, just the last resting place. And they are not even homed in yet. It's when they have brood and you disturb that is when you need a good bee suit. But at the moment you could probably go up and touch with your bare hands and nothing will happen. Other than that, they will keep on doing what they are doing. But anyway, coming back to them fitting in there, and I have to move them. I have to put a strap around them later on. I can do that and close the gap up where they go in. But it will going to be a bit heavier than it is now. According to strange experiments in Denmark where they occupy them with that sort of thing, they found out about 3,000 something bees to a kilo. I don't know. There will be a few kilos there, plus the honey they're carrying. So the whole thing would be a bit heavier than it is. But this is not something I have a wheelbarrow and put into the back of my van and then put them where I want them to be later. So we'll just wait a bit more and see what happens. So pause. Yeah, something else I like to mention, which I think to me is obvious, but not to anyone else, and that is the speed they are going in with. I would call it walking speed for a bee, except there was a landing and still flying, but a few there. But something strange will happen. I think the queen is still out there. If or when she goes in, the walking speed will change dramatically. The whole thing will be like a moving carpet, and it looks fantastic, but that has not happened yet. We are still in first gear. Okay, you will see that or not, depending, because sometimes wait to the very last, and I might run out of beer before then. So wait. Pause. Now, 1 hour has gone by. Let's see how far we got. There. Yes, there is a difference. And now, I have caught many hundred swarms in my time. The first one I remember, I was about 15 years of age, push biking along, trying to get some grass for my rabbits, and I come across on the gravel road there's a swarm of bees. Managed to get them into the sack and going home, hanging on to it with one handlebar. Me and my dad, who was also a beekeeper, we got them into an empty hive. But sometimes, being very outright dangerous, climbing trees, even falling down, and knocked myself unconscious. And my first thought was, did I get them or not? And I did. They were busy crawling into the cat's box, which fell down together with me. But one thing I would tell you, never believe anything. Sorry, we better see where we are, yeah? Closing up. Anything you read in books. It is simply not possible to describe a procedure for something that is always different. So, the next one, you have to use your innovation, have plenty of gear and things with you, your bee suit, gloves, ladders, and a cat's box of some sort, and now even a cardboard box. Put on top of the hive, or on a swarm, wherever you can, if you're on the ground, and come back at night time. Lift the whole thing up, you'll be clinging to the ceiling, and put a sheet under and close it up and take it back to where you want. But there is no procedure that can be described in the book. So therefore, I think never apply human logic to the insect world. You would always be wrong. The bees been here for millions of years before human being arrived on this planet, and will probably here for millions of years after we have departed. Now, what else was I going to say? I do not think beekeeping, you've got to grow up with this thing to be as burning interest like I have had. I do not see it as a hobby or an occupation, not by a long way. It's a noble craft, and that's why to be seen. The only reason to be a beekeeper is you're interested in bees, and any other reason for being a beekeeper, they might not be interested in bees at all. So therefore, don't get involved to begin with something you do not completely understand, and you will have no disappointments. But you can invest a lot of money and find out what a mistake. And anyway, never disturb anyone like that. They're learning the hard way. So, and anyway, what's one thing I will tell you about this particular one here, and all the ones I talked about. This one leaned itself to be filmed, and I can pass my commentary on, and that's what I've done. So, interesting, eh? It is now nearly 6:15, and everything did not go quite to plan. I will show you. There are still 2 big lumps outside. Together it would probably be like a normal swarm, but it is quite amazing. It's not that it can't be in there. I'm sure they could be in there if they wanted to. But what I think is the traffic have come to an almost standstill, and even some bees coming out again. So what I think is the queen is not inside the front door, but outside the front door. I don't particularly like that. I don't want the whole lot to come out again. So I'm going to put my bee suit and gloves on and give a helping hand with a bit of cardboard underneath so I don't lose any on the ground. And see if I can change that. So until that has happened, I'll come back and tell you in fact what happened and if I succeeded or not. But I think with a little bit of care, I can take a handful at a time and put them up at the entrance until I see the speed going in. They even a big swarm could go in 6 or 7 minutes. 2 layers thick, flat out, no problem. But this here is going on for hours. So I will come back and talk to you later. Yes, I'm back again to put my bee suit and gloves on. Going to that and take the bee suit and gloves off again and come back in here. It took about 10 minutes. What happened was I straightened the cat's box up a bit so I could put my hands in and put a bit of cardboard underneath so it wouldn't waste any. And handful by handful. First what was underneath. In fact, there was a lot more bees behind there than I thought it would be, but I still surprised to fit in a box. Not often I'm surprised about that, but I am this time. Now anyway, come back to that particular question. What happened was a big lump on the wall, like it was on the front to begin with, was behind there as well. Now I scooped off a little handful and chucked it at the entrance one by one, and waited till they went in. They did, and on the very last handful, believe it or not, I saw the queen, and chucked it and she went in. So now I know she's inside the front door. Now on to the next bit of commentary, which might be of interest to the film. If you catch a swarm, they have not reached their destination yet. This one here has, so therefore it's not going to abscond. But if you catch it in an apple tree or take it away to your place and put it in a hive, and 1 or 2 days later you find there's not one bee there. You need to put a queen excluder underneath so the queen can't get out. The reason for I'm saying this is the scout bees have not forgotten they had a different destination. And if you disturb their travel plans totally and took them 2 or 3 kilometers sideways, has nothing to do with what they were doing. They have no idea what this lot is about. They just cluster inside your hive as if they would in a tree. And next time the weather is right, out they come and go again in so many degrees east or so many degrees south, whatever it was they were doing, and it could finish up in the middle of a lake for all that. But anyway, then no longer you have not one bee. So therefore, if you catch a swarm and put into a hive, put a queen excluder in until you see they begin to bring pollen in and are settled down. Then the queen excluder need to be removed, of course, to make the traffic a bit easier. Okay, now this lot is going to be moved 5 or 6 kilometers away. So if they stay here for a few days, it won't really matter. If they're home in here, it doesn't really matter either. Where they're going will be so far from here, they can't find their way back anyway. Now, I'm not concerned about the rest. I look a bit confused about the whole thing, but the queen is inside of the whole lot and will not lose one bee. But what I need now is some means to close the entrance up and strap the whole thing up. And in a few days, when I'm ready, when I'm going to move them, I will come after dark and put my wheelbarrow in the back of my van and finish the job. So now you know all that. Interesting, eh? Bye. The wild pigs are back. They haven't been here for a couple of days, and they are the 5. See where they are up there. 5 piglets and the sow. I feared for their safety. Poison being put out, but they're here. So now we got some goodies in the cage here with a flap door. We'll just watch what's going to happen in the next few minutes, because the piglets will come in first. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the sow. Where is he? The piglets were in. Not concerned. They know their goodies in there. The sow, I can see her. She'll come into view shortly. No, she's so scared. Oh, all the pigs come out. She gave a warning count, and the discipline is absolute. So the pigs can't wait for that. They go back in again. Food is more interesting than being scared. Oh no, she gave another count, and they all come out again. The discipline is absolute. Where is it? See if I can catch them. There. Yes, he comes now. Back to the trapdoor. All 5 back in. And what about her? The sow. Yes. She's here now. Go on. Nothing to be scared of. She called about again. I think she can hear my voice, and that is. I better roll the window up. I think. So see if we can get. Yeah, there. Bit of camouflage of my voice. So, see where it makes a difference. The pig is not going to tolerate that for long. There. In the goodies are more interesting. So now she can't hear me anymore. See what difference that make? Yeah, holding wind up. Oh yeah, no. She have to make sure about, I think 10 times before she's absolutely happy about anything. Go on, go in there. Don't be scared. You've been here for nearly a year now. Never been hurt. But you cannot tame a wild animal. There she is. Many times. Yeah, go on. Don't be scared. Have to have a look. Something not right. Trust nothing. Trust nobody. Be prepared. Everything is going to kill you any moment. That is the rule of survival. It's not easy to be wild. Anyway, go back to wash the trapdoor. Pig is quite happy, not concerned about anything. Yeah.